You are tuned in to The T-Side, a podcast where we talk total health, life lessons, and music. I'm your host, licensed therapist, doula, and music enthusiast, Tawnya D. Now let's get into it. Welcome to The T-Side podcast. I'm your host, Tawnya D. We have made it to the end of another season, so congratulations. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope you enjoy the episode. As the title says, today is a recap of season 2. I'll be coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my podcast in October, and I still can't believe that I've been doing this for almost a year. But while I'm on a break, I will be recording some episodes to get a head start on season 3, so I won't have as much work to do later. So you can go back and catch up on previous episodes while I'm on my break. And let me start by paying my respects to a few of the greats. 20 years ago, on August 25th, we lost the beautiful and talented baby girl, better known as Aaliyah. I still can't believe it's been 20 years since she passed away. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was on a Saturday. And on August 28th, 1 year ago, in the year of 2020, of everything else that was going on, we lost the great Mr. Chadwick Boseman. And on Sunday, August 29th, would have been the birthday of my first crush, Michael Jackson. He would have turned 63 this year. I miss them, but they definitely left a lasting legacy that will live on through their artistry. Now, a quick update about what's been going on with me. Well, hopefully, soon, things will lighten up a bit for me at work. The lady that they moved off of my shift came back this past week. There was no notice, just an email saying she was coming back effective today. So Monday I get to work. She was there with an email saying she's back. All I can say to that is thank you, Jesus, because this has been ridiculous. Last year and the early part of this year, my boss used to give us shortened work shifts of 5 or 6 hours every couple of weeks just to help us manage our stress and deal with everything going on with COVID. Well, apparently he thinks it's over because he hadn't done that. He hadn't done one of those days for us in a while. I think he might need a gentle reminder. But in the meantime, I'll take my own time off. Which actually brings me to the song for today, and that is Getaway by my boy Bobby Brown. And as usual, it was the lyrics to this song that drew me in, because the song literally starts out saying, I need a peace of mind. I'm stressed out today. It's about that time to make that getaway. But the part that really drew me in was when he said, dealing with the people I deal with every day. Got to find a place I can hide away. And it goes on, but you get the point. I'm sure every mental health professional can relate. Dealing with people all day, every day, and everybody's situations, it can be a lot. And it's definitely been a lot during COVID. But this song has actually been one of my songs on my personal soundtrack since grad school when I was struggling to finish that last semester. Man, it was rough. Literally the last month, I took a Post-it pad and put 30, 29, 28 and numbered it backwards and pulled it off one day at a time, literally so I can see the progress to show that I was getting closer. So that's one of the things I would do as a mind trick because I was like, I can't make it. I can't get these papers done. I can't do all this work. And dealing with my regular job, working for the state, it was a lot. And literally, like the song said, I wanted to get away. And I was like, I'm going to go to Mexico when I graduate from grad school as a gift to myself. But all I could afford was Vegas. So that's all as far as it got. But I ended up just paying for a trip. Me and my friend, we went because she had finished grad school the semester before. And once my mom found out, she reimbursed me for the trip, so I didn't have to pay for it. She gave me that as a gift. But that actually turned out to be the best trip ever because I got to see Michael Jackson, Layla Ali, and Muhammad Ali. The only person I didn't see was Prince. But we got to meet the Prince impersonator and take a picture with him. So that worked out. Interestingly enough, a couple of years ago, my brother bought me a ticket to the symphony. They were doing a Prince inspired event, and the person doing the songs was the Prince impersonator from way back in 2002. So that was kind of cool to see him come up. I'll have to do a whole story about the whole meeting Michael Jackson thing because it was crazy. It was the best though. But trying to write papers and work a full-time job was very stressful, to say the very least, in large part because I'm not a great writer and I really didn't have a lot of time to do research with my work and everything else. Real talk, the main reason I didn't go on to get my PhD was because I didn't want to do all those papers. No ma'am, no sir. I'll pass. I'll just read what other people wrote and take it from there. I can't do it. But that's a perfect segue into my season 2 recap. This has been an interesting 8 months, I tell you, from starting the podcast in October, coming up into January when my uncle passed away. So literally starting the year out, it's been a struggle. It's been stressful. And so the podcast didn't quite do the numbers I wanted it to, but all things considered, I still feel like it's been successful. I didn't put as much effort into it, so I can't expect to get as much in return, right? It's life. Keep it moving. I think more importantly, though, I've had some personal development due to the exposure the podcast has given me. And as I grow, so will the podcast, right? I was actually featured in 2 magazines. Now, I know I just said I don't like writing, and I absolutely do not, but it was an opportunity for me to step outside of my comfort zone because that's the only way we grow, right? We have to challenge ourselves and overcome our fears. So aside from being a podcaster, I can officially say I'm published twice over at that. So yay me. And this podcast is definitely helping with that. And that article was the first thing I'd written since grad school in 2002. So I was very nervous. Shoot, I wasn't even sure if the grammar rules were the same from 20 years ago. Everything else has changed. So who knows? It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to write about, but I talked about my sexual abuse and how it shaped my thinking and essentially took my voice from me. I disclosed details about myself that I don't even think my mom knew, but I was proud of myself for writing that one. I actually think that might be the basis for the book that I've been wanting to write since I was 9 years old. And the title of that book was going to be called Ms. Understood, MZ, period, understood. I've had that title and that thought in my head since I was 9. It hasn't gone away. The title might change, but I still feel like I should be writing a book. And the other article was for VoyageSTL magazine. I was a part of their Inspiring Stories series, and they gave it the title of Meet One of St. Louis's Rising Stars. And if you listened to last week's episode, you heard me talk about how that made me uncomfortable and my brother asking me why. So I definitely don't consider myself a rising star, but I'm going to just roll with it and see where this journey continues to take me. I'll put a link to both of those articles in the description on my website and on my link tree so you can check those out and give me some feedback or just share your thoughts. So while writing those 2 articles, that also took a bit of time away from releasing episodes because I can't focus on writing articles and doing podcast episodes and dealing with work and life and everything else. So the second article, I didn't even post a link to. I've actually had about 4 episodes that I recorded that I never got around to editing to be able to release. I think I recorded one with my brother way back in January. So I've got episodes in queue, I guess you could say, ready to go as soon as I do the editing. Just kind of some stats, including this episode, I released 13 episodes this season. So I did do more. I think last time I had 10, but I didn't hit 2,000 downloads, which was my goal. But it's close to 1,800. So that's not too bad. And now my goal is to hit the 2,000 mark before I come back in October. And I found that many of my listeners don't listen every time I drop an episode. They go back and binge listen. And I'm okay with that as long as you're listening. I'm good because I understand life is rough, it's busy. Interestingly enough, the most listened to episode this season was track 2.7 called Mental Health is Tricky. And I have actually increased my international following as well. So that was kind of cool. So shout out to Mexico, Brazil, the UK, Australia, Vietnam, Sweden, and India. And that's along with Belgium and Russia, who continue to listen. And so I definitely appreciate you all. I had some really awesome guests on this season, and I was able to collaborate and be a guest on other podcasts as well. Make sure you check out their podcast, Papa Jeff's America and the Scenario Radio Show. I recently recorded an episode with the Single Mom in It podcast talking about being single and relationships. That one will actually be dropped on both of our podcasts. And guess what, y'all? I still like doing episodes with someone else rather than by myself. I don't know. I just don't love it by myself, but okay. And I also have reached out to some guests who didn't respond. So, but that's just a part of it. Everybody won't say yes. So you just have to ask a whole lot of people. I just haven't had a whole lot of time. But can I be honest with y'all? Sometimes there's people that I don't reach out to just because I don't feel like my podcast is in a place to attract that type of person because I'm not consistent. Basically, if I'm trying to, encourage people to come on, I feel like I should be able to say, at least you can listen every week at, there's this, and this episode. I don't have that. So I don't reach out to people like I probably should. But again, I'm learning. I'll get there. But I appreciate all the people that I actually know that I've reached out to and have come on and shared insight and chopped it up with me. That reminds me, though, I need to start now trying to schedule a time to have my brother come back on. It takes a while to catch up with him and his schedule. I also had some ongoing scheduling conflicts with a couple of guests who were going to come on to break down some song lyrics. Hopefully, I can get them on by the end of the year. And I know they're listening, so I need y'all to get it together, okay? Thanks. Appreciate you. Love you. Now, if there's a song you want me to break down the lyrics to, or if there's a cool song you think that I should check out, just let me know. Leave a comment on this episode or send a message to let me know. I like finding new songs and different things to listen to, and I love lyrics, so some songs are interesting just because of the lyrics and the story they're telling. Now, I know some of the episodes this past season were much longer than I anticipated, so I will definitely try to keep them short. I think that also played a part in lower listens as well. I know my audience doesn't have a lot of time to listen to podcasts, so that one's on me. Sorry, y'all. My bad. In fact, in an effort to be more consistent, I'm going to try to cut each episode down to about 15 or 20 minutes for solo episodes so I can get them edited quicker and released on a weekly basis. Because it's really true, the key to growing your following is to be consistent, and I certainly haven't been that. It helps that I already have some pre-recorded, so I'll be ahead of the game this time. However, those are with guests, so they will definitely be longer than 30 minutes. Hopefully no more than 45 minutes. I've got some specific topics that I want to what I want to talk about. So those I can probably put into a 15 or 20-minute episode. And quickly, before I get out of here, I've got some exciting news to share. Well, it may not be exciting to you, but certainly it is for me. I'm actually going to be going on my first trip since October of 2019. My friends and I are going out of town for one of their birthdays. There are 6 of us that have a birthday club, but there's 5 of us going. We haven't been together for our birthday gathering since mine back in December of 2019. And I'm not going to lie, my anxiety is kicking into high gear, but I've got my mask and filters, wipes, travel size Lysol, hand sanitizer, as well as gloves. At least one of my friends has the same stuff in her bag, so I think we're covered. And I've been taking my vitamins and prayed up, so I should be okay, right? And the plane seems to have good cleaning procedures, but there will be no eating of snacks on the plane for me. I'm good. And I'm still not trying to be too close to people. I think the part that worries me the most is the fact that I found out that at least 2 other people I'm going with haven't been vaccinated. So I'm definitely not a happy camper about that at all. And if they get offended when I tell them to bag back and give me 50 feet, oh well, they gonna be all right in my Kendrick Lamar voice. I'm good. I can't be around you like that. I'll be releasing this episode after my trip, so you can see photos of it online. I'm actually going to try to go live for the first time while I'm out of town, while I actually have someone there to help me. Now, that's what I say. However, I'm nervous because that might not work out so well because honestly, they're worse than me when it comes to technology. So it might just be a comedy show. So I'm going to see if you all can guess where I'm going. It is music related for one of my favorite artists of all time, but it's not a concert. It is the birthday girl's absolute favorite artist of all time. I've posted about him on social media more than once, and I even did an entire episode on him. So can you guess where I'm going? Yep, I'm going to Paisley Park. I'm so excited. I get to go see and be in the essence of Prince. And I honestly cannot wait. When I said I was making a shirt, she had me make a shirt for her. I'm sorry. She asked me to make a shirt for her last year that said, "Since Prince died, shit's been weird." So that's the shirt I was working on. I finally got that done for her. And I made myself one. And it was actually it turned out really cute. This is future editing, Tawnya. I just wanted to come back on because I remembered that I have an extra shirt like the one I made for my friend that said, "Since Prince died, shit's been weird." It's a deep purple with white letters, and the shirt is a Bella canvas medium, but it actually fits like a large. It runs a little bit big because it fits me, and I definitely don't wear a medium. I wear a large, extra large. So if you want a shirt for free, just let me know. First person to inbox me or email me and let me know the song that I give, that lets me know that you actually listened to the episode at least halfway through. Unfortunately, at this time, I can only ship within the US, but the song is International Lover. So if you inbox me or hit me up on social media with the name of the song that I just gave you, International Lover, I will send that shirt out to you, no charge. It was just the extra one I had. I had already cut the letters out, so there was no point in wasting the letters. So I went on ahead and put them on a shirt and decided I'd do it as a giveaway to one of my loyal listeners. And I will also post a picture of it on my Instagram page so you will be able to see what it looks like. I am actually about to get out of here, and I will be back in the first week of October to kick off season 3 and the 1-year anniversary of the T-Side podcast. I've received some great feedback from you all, so keep it coming. I know for my guys, they definitely want to hear more song lyrics and song breakdowns, so I got you. Guys, feel free to come on and break them down with me. And the only way I can create a better listening experience for you is for you all to tell me what you like and don't like. So don't be scared. Just let me know. Also let me know what you like, don't like, or what you want more of for future episodes. So just head on over to the tsidepodcast.com where you can leave a comment, send an email, or even leave a voicemail. Now, what will help me out is if you could tell someone about the podcast, and better yet, when you tell them, share your favorite episode with them and send them over to the tsidepodcast.com so they can listen for themselves. On the website, right under the section that plays the most recent episode, there is a section with featured episodes. Some of my favorites, some that other people have really liked, are listed there. So if they want to get an idea of what the podcast is like, they can just kind of scroll through those 4 or 5 episodes and choose from there. So one that you recommend to them may actually be on there. But if you go over there and you see ones not on there that you think should be on there, let me know. I'll be sure to add it and switch them out. I'm available on all social media platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple, all of them. So they can pick wherever they want to go. I'm actually on YouTube, but it's only the audio version of the podcast right now. As I get more comfortable with technology, I'm going to get a thing to help me hold my phone so I can try to record live and post the podcast of me doing it live. I can post the video on YouTube. So that's something that I'm working on. It may or may not be in season 3. I don't know, but it's on the list of things to do to grow the podcast for sure. Not to worry though, I will still be active on social media. Like I said, I'm going to try to go live. I will still be posting my Monday motivation messages. I'm going to be posting some of the feedback I've received over the season. And if I have time, maybe some other fun content. I actually have a couple of people lined up to record episodes for season 3 as well. So hopefully I'll have a lot more content coming up for you as we move towards the end of the year. Because again, it's already September. It'll be December in 2022 next time we blink, I tell you. But until next time, thank you all. Peace and blessings. Be safe. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the T-Side Podcast. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the T-Side Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss any of the episodes. And be sure to tell a friend about the show. Until next time.